Welcome back to Co-op Kennels, where we do everything the right way, never the wrong way. And y'all get to tell me that I'm right and never wrong. So, today, this is a Diamond High Energy Dog Food Review. Sorry, the condition of the bag. It's actually dirty. It's actually full of some puppy shavings. So without further ado, let's get into it. It says probiotics, 80 millions, whatever the CFU per whatever pound. Omega fatty acids essential for healthy skin, and oxidants help to keep a healthy lifestyle, whatever that means. So, and it says since 1970, family owned since 1970. So what I'll say about this dog food is, basically, I've been buying a lot of Victor. It's very expensive. You only get 40 pounds. And then also sometimes they don't have the Victor. And you end up getting another formula, which then is a cleanup and it makes the dog's stomachs not right. So I had to make a hard decision, which it should have just been a natural decision, to go with something that's a little bit cheaper. And it's a 50-pound bag, because of the amount of dogs I have. So if every time I go, I buy these, if I can go every other week and buy dog food, it'll be better than going every week. You know, and if I could actually get to the point where I just go once a month, that would be a lot better than scrambling for dog food every week. You know, sometimes it takes you a long time to learn a lesson. But once that lesson is learned, you'll never go back to your old habits. So basically, I can buy 100 pounds of dog food, and it could possibly last me almost 2 weeks, especially if I'm adding in meats or if I have other dog food still left over at home. And I'm probably still going to buy a bag of Victor High Pro and give it to my puppies, because the puppies were actually eating Blue Buffalo 40 puppy food, and it's not lasting. But let's not here nor there. Let's get into it. I'll give you my ingredients list. We have chicken byproduct meal. Chicken byproduct meal is basically leftover chickens, you know, and it's a meal. It's leftover and it's processed. You know, it has a high protein content. Next, we got ground corn. Ground corn is a grain. Dogs need grain. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's all about what kind of, corn it is. Then next you have wheat flour. Wheat is a grain. Not necessarily a great thing, but dogs need grains, as I said. You have rice bran. Rice bran is the tips of the rice, or the outer coating of the rice. That has high fiber, high nutrient content, and also, it's better for the dogs than actual regular rice. Then you have chicken fat. Chicken fat is good. It's a good fat. It's a natural fat. And then you got preserved with tocopherols. I don't really know what those are, but I heard it's good. Then you have corn gluten meal, which is basically a protein from corn that's left over after processing. Then you got dry beet pulp, which is basically another kind of a filler. They say it brings the dog's sugar level down. I don't know. But the next thing you have here that I think is cool is you have fish meal. Fish meal is good because it's a source of omegas, and it's a good feeder for dogs. Then you have meat meal. Meat meal, I don't know what that is, but it could be anything. It could be dogs. It could be any kind of meat that they find that week. And then they got dried, no prickers, whatever. So without further ado, we have crude protein, 24%, which is kind of low, but in reality, I believe that, sometimes we're giving these dogs too much protein. So 24% protein may seem low, but it's actual 26% because they can't actually give you an exact measurement each time. So I don't think that's that bad. Then you got 20% crude fat. The guy from, what is it, QB and Kennel says that the crude fat of 18% is good. So this is actually 20%, which means that it's a high level of animal fat in this food. Then you go to, you got vitamin A, vitamin E, which is a preservative, and then you go down to your omega 6s, which is 5.5, and I believe that's the highest rating I've ever seen for omega 6s in any dog food. I've never seen anything higher than that, which means that this dog food has a very high content of animal fats, or just these fatty acids. I'm not 100% sure what they do, but it's the highest I've ever seen. So that says something for this bag of food. Then you have another 3. I like to add that up and get a total number of a 4.8, which you might as well say 5% fat level, or acids, from animals, really, these omegas. This is very high. So it's going to give the dogs, fuel. Dogs basically probably burn fat better than anything for fuel. So basically this dog is jam-packed with fuel that they can really, use readily, easily. Then you go over here and you have essential vitamins and minerals, omega-6 chicken and fish meal. So I like the fact that it's fish meal and chicken meal that is providing these omega-3s, and not necessarily fish oils, which I don't like, because then it's like you're just pouring some oil on there instead of using the actual, meat. So what I can say about this food is a high energy food. So what have I noticed since I've given these dogs this food? I noticed that their energy levels are a little bit higher, maybe twice as normally high as normal. So my Cane Corso's energy levels up. My little Pressa puppy, his energy levels up. He's running a lot more. So basically with this food, you can give less instead of giving more, because it has more energy in it. Let's see the calories per cup. That's going to be the real telltale sign of where we at. 433 calories a cup. I've never seen anything this high. So this dog food off the top might be very mysterious, but it has the highest calories per cup and the highest omega-3s and 5s I've ever seen in any dog food. There may be a dog food that can come close to this, but I couldn't tell you which one it is. But this is high. This is almost 500 calories a cup. If you add a little, so 2 cups of this is 1,000. 4 cups of this, you're talking about 2,000 calories. I'm not sure how many calories these dogs need a day, but I'm going to just say for real, they shouldn't get more than 1,200. If a human takes 2,000, they don't need more than 1,200 because they're only half the size of us. So 2 cups of this and the dog should be good, especially if you add a little bit of meat or a little supplement to it. What I can say is that their poo has not been the greatest since they switched, but it's not been that bad. Some days it's better than others. So it's kind of up and down with the hardness of the poo. But what I realize is if you're a dog breeder, you realize it's going to be a cleanup. In order to feed these dogs, how you want to feed them, it's going to be a cleanup. So, the corn, the wheat, and the flour, and the rice bran, don't be deterred by that, because those are things that are good for your dog, and it's high in fat. So dogs really need fat, more than anything, because I believe it's their fuel. I give this dog food a great rating. I mean, definitely you can take a cup of this and mix it with a cup of Victor and just be done for the day. Like literally 8 ounces and 8 ounces, and you wouldn't have to give them nothing else. But the downside is if you give the dog too much of this, you're going to have a high energy level. So I've been having to work them out and really take them for a run, and then they kind of like really boost it full of energy. So this is a high energy food, but so you shouldn't necessarily feed it to your dog if you're not going to do any work with it. But what you can do is feed them 1 cup of this with some meat to keep it down low. And like I said, the benefits is you get 100 pounds of this for the same price you'd probably get one bag of most of your other dog food. This bag is about $40. 2 bags, $80. So 2 bags, if it'll save you some money. It's very good for your dog, I believe. I mean, it's a nice little cleanup, but like I said, you got to accept the fact that if you're trying to feed multiple dogs, you're going to have a feed up. So let's go to how many cups you got to feed a dog per day. So as you can see here, if you have a 100-pound dog, you only need to give them 4 cups. So actually, I've been overfeeding these dang on dogs. So I only really need to give these dogs 3 cups a day. And then 4. So that's 1 bowl. If you go on other bags of dog food, they're telling you to give a dog 10 cups, 6 cups a day. That's too much. That's a lot of food. But if you look here, 100-pound dog only needs 4. So even if your dog is over 100 pounds, I mean, that extra 100 pounds that your dog, over 100 pounds your dog has is just excess. You don't have to feed a dog that's over 100 pounds more food per se. I could probably get away with giving these guys 4 cups a day. So I'll probably take and start giving them 1 scoop a day, and instead of 2 full scoops. And I'll start giving the smaller dogs just 1 scoop. And they're probably going to be hungry, but, let's put it like this. Every other day, I can give them just 1 scoop. So that's my review for this food. High energy. It gives your dog higher energy. So, yeah, I'm out.